Today I want to share with you a very realistic wedding guest makeup look because it is so easy to sit here and talk about all the different products that you can use and buy to achieve a very flawless base, sweat-proof, yada, yada, yada. The sun is very powerful. So no matter what you do, you're gonna kind of have to gulp down your pride that you're not gonna be able to use as much makeup. Now, a lot of people will be like, that is such a lie. If you use the proper techniques, this and this and that. I understand. Technique is huge. Coming from a makeup artist, okay? Like, I do bridal makeup that needs to be on for 12 plus hours. Let's just say that, okay? So I understand that technique is very important, but not all of us have the luxury of time. And to be honest, time to do the makeup or to learn the skill on how to properly apply it for the wedding that we want to go to. And if you still want to do your own makeup for a wedding, I think this is a perfect tutorial because it's going to be very natural and very applicable to whatever you're wearing. And so I hope you find it helpful. Let's get started. Now my skin is freshly cleansed, meaning that I went in with some micellar water on a cotton round to make sure that there are no excess oils, products, or dirt buildup on my face from throughout the day. Even if you don't have makeup from the previous night, I always just recommend using some micellar water because it will ensure that you have a proper base for makeup. Now, when you are considering the heat of the summer months and you're gonna be outside for weddings, my biggest tip is to go in with the least amount of skincare, but still impactful. So you wanna use a gel moisturizer that will still provide the moisture that you need. Remember, moisturizer is still important, more important than any primer that you can use because it will bring the skin's barrier to its highest potential. Therefore, it's gonna work less to produce like oils or moisture that it's trying to compensate for. So my skin is properly hydrated now. Notice I didn't go in with a serum. I would typically because I have dry skin, but the gel moisturizer is going to do enough work because I'm gonna be sweating afterwards. So this is just proper base for the makeup. Now, I do always though recommend going in with some sort of eye cream or eye serum because it is a much more delicate area and it does get dry inevitably. None of my clients ever have oily under eyes, just oily T-zones maybe. If you do have an oily T-zone, I would go in with the NYX mattifying spray just on the center, and there we go. Now, the reason that I brought up this video and the point about like not doing the perfect makeup, but something that's more realistic is, yes, it would be really nice to have like full coverage foundation and baking, all the powders. That is ideal, but we are trying our best out here, okay? Skincare is down. Now what I recommend is you going in with something that is luminizing. You're gonna be like, Anna, but I'm gonna sweat enough, I'm gonna look luminous enough. Okay, I see your point. So go in with a much smaller amount than what you see on social media. You will see people go in with the Lumi Glotion all over their cheeks. I personally don't like that look. I like to really focus it on just the high points. And if you're not oily, I would also go up here by just above the brow. Now I will go in with a drier formula of a contour instead of something super creamy like my usual e.l.f. Halo Glow, because I want it to last a longer time. So I'm gonna go in with something slightly more mattifying, preferably something that's like cream to powder. So I'm using the Fenty Matchstick right now, warming it up a tad bit on the back of my hand, and then taking a smaller kabuki brush, if you will, and starting to contour right underneath my cheekbones. I'm using the shades Mocha and Amber to get my perfect color. And from the top of the ear downwards, and really working it into the hairline. Now, because this is a cream to powder formula, it's gonna last much longer than if you were to say use the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Skin Enhancer. I love how light that is. Honestly, it feels like nothing on your face, maybe like skincare. So does this, but that one is extra glowy, so it won't last as long. So you're gonna have to use more powder bronzer to compensate for its glowiness and make it stay in place. Whereas with this, because it's a naturally cream to powder formula, it's gonna stay put a bit better. Any type of makeup look really, whether you're doing a full glam or like this very, very light makeup, you want to focus on color versus product. So choosing the right color will have more of an impact than using more product of the wrong color, because you're trying to create dimension and an illusion to the eye that there is life to that place, there's dimension. And so by choosing the right color, you can go way farther with looking better in pictures and in person. So this is our contour slash bronzer. I introduced that mocha color a bit more just so that it creates more of that glow, golden bronziness to the skin. But now I want to go in with a liquid slash cream, in this case gel, blush product, because this will quite literally stain the skin because it's so pigmented. This is the Freck Beauty Cheek Slime in the shade Jam Sesh. I love, love, love this product. It's very highly pigmented, so be careful. Take it on the back of my hand once again, and you can see I'm kind of flushed just from how hot it is, but I'm still gonna apply a bit of this, kind of bringing it in by the eye, blending it in with the contour as I have less product so that it diffuses evenly everywhere. Just like that. Oh, looks so nice. And you're like, oh, Anna, you have a lot of blush on, a lot of colors going on right there. Like, you need to tone it down. That's why we did bronzer slash contour and blush first, so that now when we go in with our concealer, we can really diffuse it over these edges and kind of tone it down a bit. Alrighty now, lads, what shall we do? Now we'll go in with our best concealer ever, the Lancome Teint Idole All Over Concealer. I'm telling you, this is honestly unmatched. It is so thin and perfect amount of coverage. To be honest, I don't really care for like full coverage concealer. And you're gonna be like, Anna, that's because you don't have 12 crinkles. I understand, okay? Please, I understand that, but still, even when I'm working on clients, concealer is my favorite part, and I still like to see like a bit of that shadow from the natural eye contour, because if you like completely wipe it out, there's no dimension to the face anymore. You look kind of dead. So I like to focus it more as a spot corrector and brightener. This is a Say contour brush, dual-ended brush, something brush. And because we properly hydrated the under eye with the serum in the beginning, we have the allowance to go in with a brush, which is a dry applicator versus a beauty blender. A beauty blender is much more forgiving because you have the cushion of the moisture from the water that you use to wet the beauty blender. So you can kind of get away with using a drier concealer and more of it because it will soak up the excess and also provide the moisture that is needed for underneath the eyes. And then also to really elevate any makeup look, especially if you're not applying foundation, kind of feather over that concealer by the jawline so that you have cleaner and more, it doesn't have to be sharp, but you have like consistent angles. So we went in with the concealer, we went in with the blush, the contour, and now the concealer is hugging that area to make it all consistent, because flash photography will not have any mercy. It will show everything, all your mistakes. You're like, Anna, I want to do like a little bit of eyeshadow because I usually never do eyeshadow. So I want to do something different for this wedding. And I want my eyes to pop in pictures. You can grab a cream or liquid matte pigment. This is from About Face Beauty. I've been really loving these. And the reason that I recommend something liquid or cream is because one, it will last longer. Two, it has more pigment, so you don't have to use like concealer to prime your eyes. And three, it's so easy for beginners because all you need is a fluffy brush or even your finger to diffuse it all over your lids. And what I wanted to say about this is, oh, less is more. If you use too much, it will crease. and work one eye at a time because they dry really quickly since they are long wearing. I love this formula. I'm getting choked up. Now, if you're like, I don't know if I want more eyeshadow, I don't know if I want it to be darker, what can I do? Well, this is when I would recommend to you to go in with your lash curler and a really good mascara that you can rely on that doesn't like flake or smudge with sweat or tears, because this will give you a starting point or a gauge of if you need to apply more eyeshadow or not. Mascara is such a powerful tool in framing your eye and creating the drama without a lot of effort. Same thing goes for eyeliner, but eyeliner does require more effort, but it's so impactful in pictures. If you're not as comfortable with applying like a thin or even a thick liquid black liner, there are so many beautiful colors from the drugstore. L'Oreal has a beautiful charcoal grayish, stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning. And then just like really coat the mascara. Maybelline has blue and purple. Gorgeous. So does Pixie. So keep an eye out for those. All you have to do is just kind of like go along your lash line and then slightly smudge it out. You can even use your finger. But trust me when I say it is so worth it. I don't know how I feel about bottom mascara still. It's very 50-50 for me. Most of the time it actually fails me. All right, and my favorite product ever. I love to just apply this all over the lid. If you're not used to a lot of shimmer or even eyeshadow at all, this introduces such a beautiful texture to the makeup and to your look without altering your eye shape or the intensity of the makeup. And the reason that I say it doesn't alter your eye shape is because when you go in with a highlighting product, it's going to attract light. So it'll make your eyes look bigger. It'll make that area look deformed in like the proper way. If you are implementing the right technique. This is the thing about impactful makeup, is that it's not one area having the most drama. It's little tweaks that really make the look elevated, i.e. polished brows, clean contour, the right blush shade, glowy cheeks. That's what I feel highlights celebrity makeup, because they still, for most of the time, you know what I'm saying? Most of the time they still look like themselves, but just, you know? And you're like, wait, but that makeup is so simple. Exactly. It's just little tweaks here and there. So I just used some of this Got To Be brow gel. Spike them up. Now go in with a powder bronzer to really ensure that the color is going to last throughout the night. With whatever makeup product you're using, go in pressing motions first, and then you can buff. And then we're gonna go in with a bit of our Milani. This is a very vibrant blush, okay? This will really bring the color back into the cheeks while also adding some of that sheen and life back to the skin. And with blush, you can actually go in a little bit heavy-handed once you apply your makeup, or once you're done with your, when you're doing your makeup, in the present tense. It's the last layer of the look, so it's the first thing to leave. Not because you're doing your makeup wrong or anything, it's just the name of the game. Just going to dust this very lightly underneath the eyes and then over the cheeks. Go in with a shimmery, like a true highlight, not the Fenty one, and highlight the inner corner of the eye. This will alter the shape. So this will make your eye look rounder because you're attracting the light right there, just like that, and make you look more awake and bright. I'm also gonna use this highlighter on the tops of my cheekbones. I'm gonna apply like the smallest lash from Amazon. I will leave the link down below. I can see it because in the past you've had a bad relationship with them or experience, but everybody always asks me, they're like, oh, I want my makeup to pop, but I don't want too much makeup. What did I say in the beginning? Mascara, liner, small changes. They don't have to be big lashes. They just have to be tiny little wispies. Let them dry or get tacky and then put them on your eye, because they will look so good in pictures and in person. To go in with NYX Leave Legacy and then the Patrick Ta lip cream in the shade Flushed. Gorgeous colors. Okay, this is a little bit too light, so I'm gonna grab another NYX lip liner that is really gonna elevate to the summer vibe. And especially because we didn't go crazy with the eyes, a lip is really the area where you can create the most impact with the least amount of effort. Hello? Last but not least, this is it, okay? Like, if you splurge on something, it's this. One size on till dawn. Okay, this is your wedding guest makeup. I hope this was helpful. I hope you like the look. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.